All right, we have a slightly more difficult common question with this one, right? What we have here is like the business reported profits for 3 consecutive years, beating investor expectations. So up until here is an independent clause, right? The business reported profits for 3 years, comma, beating investor expectations. So we already have an independent clause, right? And then we have this comma here, right, which also is not underlined. So if we already have an independent clause here, we have to make this dependent, right? Because if we do this, it is a run-on, right? So if you picked answer choices like A or A, B, or C, right? These would make new independent clauses. Like, it ultimately resulted in a higher stock price. This ultimately resulted in a higher stock price. These higher profits ultimately resulted in a higher stock price. But the only one that is going to make this dependent would be answer choice D. Right? And they'll often do this on a test, right? So like it's like this split where all 3 of these make it an independent clause and one makes it dependent. Oftentimes, generally, if that's the case, it's going to be the odd one out, right? So the obverse of this it would be if I had 3 dependent clauses and then an independent clause, right? It's probably going to be the independent clause. Always make sure you check, right? So you have to look at the underline or the non-underlined portion here, but always be on the lookout for like these splits between like 3 doing an independent, 1 doing dependent.